Alright, hey guys, part 4 of our 6-part video series on solving systems of equations. We are working on elimination. You either love elimination or you hate it. I guess that's not true because I'm in the middle. I've found with most students, they either love it or they hate it. Okay, so we'll just jump right in. So elimination, if you eliminate something, that means you're getting rid of it. So we're going to be getting rid of one of our variables when we solve a system like this. So if I look at my system, my first equation is 4x plus 8y equals 20. And my second equation in the system is negative 4x plus 2y equals negative 30. Okay. So I'm going to be combining the two equations in a way that will eliminate one variable so that I just have the other variable to solve for. So if I look at this, normally when I taught it the first time around, we would have to multiply one equation or both equations by some number that would make one of the variables cancel. However, this one, like, somebody was super nice and made a super nice, easy elimination problem. Because if you look, if I wanted to add these two equations together, the 4 and the negative 4 will already cancel each other out. So we can go ahead and cancel 4x and negative 4x. Boom. 4x plus negative 4x is 0x or 0. So that's done. Don't have to worry about it. Okay, then we need to add these two equations. So 8y plus 2y is 10y. And 20 minus 30 is negative 10. And then, like, can you get an easier equation than that? I'm going to just divide by 10. And you should get y equals negative 1. Okay, so you got two options. You can take this negative 1 and plug it into the green equation, or you can take this negative 1 and plug it into the pink equation. It really doesn't matter. I had some students who thought they were doing it wrong because they plugged into the top equation and I plugged into the bottom equation. They're like, well, how did I do it wrong and get the same answer? I'm like, because you didn't do it wrong. It should give you the same answer. If you get the same answer, that means you did it correct. So I would plug it into the pink equation just because the numbers are a little bit smaller. It doesn't really matter though, so we'll just go ahead and plug it in here. So I have negative 4x plus 2y, but my y is negative 1. So instead of writing y, we'll write negative 1. And that's going to be equal to negative 30. Okay. So then all I have to do is multiply this. I'll bring everything else down. I've got negative 4x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And that's going to be equal to negative 30. Again, trying to get x by itself. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides. And I've got negative 4. Negative 4x equals negative 28. Negative 30 plus 2 would give me negative 28. To cancel out that negative 4, we're going to divide by negative 4. And this is going to leave me with x equals 7. Okay, so I have x, I have y. My solution should be 7, negative 1. I don't want to just, leave it there. I want to make sure it's right. This will be the only one I check tonight because the videos do get kind of lengthy. So I'm going to check this one so that you know how to check it, and then we'll be done. So I've told everybody, plug it into both equations, make sure that it's right for both. We did just check it, we did just work this one out. So when I plugged in negative 1, I got positive 7. So I'm just going to plug it into the green one for now, just to make sure that I get a true statement. So I'm going to do 4 times x, but my x value is 7. So I'll plug 7 in. Plus 8 times y, but my y value is -1, so I'm going to replace that. And that is equal to 20. Alright, so 4 and 7 is 28. 8 and -1 is -8. So if 28 minus 8 equals 20, and yeah, we know that's true, but like 28 minus 8 is 20, so if you need to write it out, boom, there you go. So this is a true statement, therefore this is the solution. Yay! Okay, that one was super easy because like the hard part was done for us. So let's move on to a little more difficult one. Again, just disclaimer, if you were one of those people that want to try the problem on your own before you see me do it, just like after I write the system, you can pause it, or you can pause the video and try it and then watch me work it and make sure that we did it the same way, or at least similarly enough to where we both get the same answer. Working on drinking my coffee too, so I stay awake. If you watched the substitution video, y'all know I was kind of getting a little on the loopy side. Let me try to move my phone. I've got a bigger phone now, so I don't know where to put it. It's just in the way. Just trying not to balance it too precariously on anything. Okay, so I have 7x plus 2y equals 24. And then equation number 2, I got 8x plus 2y equals 30. All right, so again, this is another super easy one. The only difference is I don't have a positive and a negative. But, like this last one, we had a positive 4, negative 4. This one, I don't have that, but I do have a 2y and a 2y. So all I need to do is make one of them negative, and then, or I need to make one of my equations negative, and I should be good. I should be able to cancel. So then we have to determine which one to make negative. So if I look at the pink versus the green, everything in pink is slightly larger than everything in green. So if I make the pink negative, when I add my equations, I'll have a bunch of negative numbers at the end. But if I make my green negative, my larger numbers are positive, so when I combine them, I'll have more positives. So let's make the green equation negative. So we'll multiply by -1. And we will distribute that -1 to all three terms in parentheses. And so this is going to become -7x minus 2y equals -24. And then we're going to leave this one alone. I don't need to do anything with it. So we have 8x plus 2y equals 30. And then I'm just going to add the two equations together. So -7x plus 8x is 1x, or just x. -2y plus 2y cancels. -24 plus 30 is 6. Like, guys, wasn't that super nice? That was like the easiest, nicest equation or set of equations I've ever given. Except for maybe the one above it where you didn't even have to multiply by negative. Okay. Alright, so we have x equals 6. So now I need to figure out y. Again, doesn't matter which one you plug it into. Let's plug it into the pink one just because. So I have 8 times x, but x is 6, plus 2y equals 30. Alright, so 8 times 6 is 48. We carry everything else down. I'm going to subtract the 48 from each side. And I've got 2y equals -18. And divide both sides by 2. Those cancel. Y is equal to -9. So my solution should be 6, -9. Okay. All right, we'll do one more elimination problem. The next elimination problem will be one where you have to multiply both equations in order to cancel something. So that'll be good practice because that's 9 times out of 10, that's what we end up having to do. A lot of times they don't end up this nice and pretty. All right, so. Drinking some coffee, so I'm a little silly. I don't know. Y'all just ignore me. Don't ignore the math part. Like, just ignore the really weird part. Alright. So we got another equation. Or another system of equations. Let me speak correctly. Especially while it's on camera. Alright, I got 3x minus 2y equals 2. And I got 5x minus 5y equals 10. All right. Whew, okay. So I'm looking at this one, and we don't have a positive and a negative. We don't have anything that's too similar. Like, we're going to have to actually think this through to figure out what to eliminate. So I will have some people that are team eliminate X, and I'll have some people that are team eliminate Y. It don't matter. Like, it really does not matter. So let me walk you through how I think about this. I'm going to figure out what is going to be the easiest to eliminate. So I'm going to look. I have 3 and 5. 3 and 5 are both factors of 15. Like, they both go into 15. So, I know that. So if I multiply to eliminate X, I'm going to have to multiply both of the equations by something that will give me 15. If I look at Y's, 2 and 5 are both factors of 10. So if I try to eliminate those, I need to multiply by something that will give me 10. So I typically go with whichever one is smaller. In this case, that would be the 10. So I'm going to eliminate Y's. That's not to say that if you choose to eliminate X's, you're wrong, because you're not. You could eliminate X's and do the math and get your Y and then plug it in and solve for X. And you're likely, if you're doing it right, oops, sorry, keep pushing it. If you're doing this right, you will get the same thing as me. I'm trying to adjust so that my paper's not hanging off the edge. You can still see. All right, you can do it differently from me, and that's perfectly fine. It really doesn't matter. That's one of the things I love about systems is that there's like 10 different ways you can approach a problem. There's not just one way to do it. Like, you can use substitution, use elimination, but even when you use substitution, you can approach it from 2 to 3 different ways. You can approach elimination 2 to 3 different ways. I love it. You have a lot of options and you have a lot of freedom. Some people don't like that because I can't specifically say you will always eliminate the X or you will always eliminate the Y. But I don't want to box anybody in that thinks the other way is easier. So, all right, off my soapbox. This is why Miss Gallant shouldn't do videos at 6 o'clock at night because, like, she's been going all day. Y'all are just going to have to forgive me. You know what? You'll just love me for making the video anyway. All right, so we're going to try to make the Y's 10. And so to do that, what would I need to multiply 2 by to get 10? Well, I need to multiply by 5. So I'm going to multiply everything on this top equation by 5. A lot of people will forget the equals 2 part. You do have to multiply the entire equation. So let's do that. 5 times 3x is 15x. 5 times negative 2y is negative 10y. 5 times 2 is 10. We're going to do the same type of thing here. But in order to make this 5 a 10, we're going to have to multiply by 2. Now here's the other thing that kind of brain farted about, these are both negative. So I want to try to make this positive. So in order to make a negative positive, you multiply by another negative. So we'll multiply the entire bottom equation by -2. So we're going to do -2 times 5x minus 5y equals 10. Okay? And when I do that, I get -2 times 5x is -10x. -2 times -5 is positive 10y. And -2 times positive 10 is -20. Alright, so I'm going to line these up. I'm going to bring this down here. Okay. Alright, so now it should be easy enough to do. We're going to add our equations together. So -10x plus 15x is 5x. -10 positive 10 cancels. -20 plus 10 is -10. Let's divide both sides by 5. X is equal to -2. Alright, so I still have to get y. I'm going to go back to the original equations before we multiply, because these should be smaller anyway. These should be easier to deal with. I'm going to plug into the green equation, that top one, because I think it's just going to be a little bit easier. If you disagree and you think pink's going to be easier, go for it. I don't care. Do what you want. Plug it into either one. As long as you get the correct y, I really don't care. Alright, that sounds ugly. I really don't. I don't mind which one you plug it into. Maybe that's more nice. Alright. 3 times -2 is -6. So I have -6 minus 2y equals 2. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. And I've got -2y equals 8. And divide both sides by -2. Y equals -4. So my final solution as an ordered pair is -2, -4. I'll move my hand out of the way just a second. I kind of realize I'm covering up the whole problem. And there we go. Okay. So that ends our elimination video. Let's see. Whew, 17 minutes. This is shorter than the substitution video though. So that's something. I'm going to end it here. The only other videos that you should be expecting is going to be a video on classifying systems. So just talking about like systems that have no solution, systems that have one solution, systems that have no solution. And the other video you should be expecting is systems word problems. Might do the word problems first. So yeah, so that should be it. So thank you for paying attention. Thank you for going out of your way to watch these. And I will see you in class, or Miss Means will see you in class, depending on who you have as a teacher. And hope you have a great day. See you later.